It starts.
The Sega Genesis is classic 90s gaming. There are a few mediocre and even bad games for the Sega Genesis, but when there's a good Sega Genesis game, it's like really good. Like, the Sega Genesis doesn't just play ball when it comes to good games, it hits home runs every time it swings. Now, The Lion King for the Sega Genesis is in that elite circle of Sega Genesis classics. I mean, it has some of the most advanced graphics you will see on the Genesis. It's amazing how good this game looks. Not only are the graphics advanced for the Sega Genesis, I think they almost go beyond that generation of gaming. Like, for example, in the Stampede level, if I never played this as a kid and I just saw some footage from the Stampede level, I would think that's like a Sega 32X game. Like, I would literally think that's an early 32-bit game. The game also has just fantastic, memorable music. I mean, playing the first few levels, just hearing those same great tunes from my childhood back when I used to play this game as a kid, I had a smile on my face the entire time playing this game for the first 3 or 4 levels. It's like I just can't wait to be king. The only thing that really stops this game from being the best of the best and not just really good, you know, somewhere up there with Streets of Rage 2, that one thing is the difficulty. The difficulty in this game is way too hard. Like, when fighting some enemies, you have to be absolutely perfect in your strategy or else you're gonna just lose and die. When moving around, you have to have pitch perfect timing. Like in the second level, when you ride these ostriches and you have to make these jumps, you have to sometimes make double jumps, and the double jumps have to have perfect timing or you just die and you lose a life. In this waterfall level, the bugs have this really weird way of moving, and you have to like jump on top of them before they hit you, but they move around so fast, and oftentimes when the bug is coming at you, you're like hanging off a cliff, so you have to climb up, and it's hard to time it. Like, the timing in this game has to be pitch perfect, and that's almost impossible because there are a lot of levels and you only have a few lives, so there's just a lot of replay here. This is one of the tougher Sega Genesis games. But it's not just playing as young Simba. In the later levels, you actually become older, you know, powerful lion Simba, not just a lion cub. And now your attacks are a little different. For example, young Simba, all he can really do is jump on bugs or just roll under hedgehogs, or sometimes he'd do a cute little kitty roar and that would stun some enemies, or it would like move around things in the environment, like it make monkeys move to the left and right, and the monkeys would then throw you in a specific direction and make you progress to another island. But old Simba doesn't just need to roar. No, he's not just pretending to be a tough lion. He can actually kick your ass. He can actually swipe at you and just basically kill you with some swipes with his big, meaty lion hand. And I gotta tell you, when they actually give you the ability for some melee combat, it's not very good. The hit detection isn't the best, and basically any enemy you fight with those swipes will hit you right back because your reach is the same as the enemies. You have to, once again, have pitch perfect timing not to get hit when you're melee fighting with the enemies. Replaying a game like this, listening to the music, watching the great graphics, it's just pure nostalgia juice. For those who've never actually played this game as kids, it might not be as great for you. Like I said, it's a beautiful game with great music, but it's pretty damn tough. But if you are a fan of the Lion King movie, this game's levels are basically just scenes from the movie, and it uses music from the movie, so you might actually like it because of that. The Lion King for the Sega Genesis is a tough and grueling but beautiful and nostalgic classic, and that's why it gets an official stanburdman rating of an 8.1 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, my friends.